Namaste and welcome viewers to another brand new episode of Mirror Prime. This of course focus today is on elections in Maharashtra and the focus again is back on Baramati, which could well witness yet another Pawar family battle. Ajit Pawar has been fielded from Baramati for the assembly elections. This is the same seat where his party faced a humiliating defeat just a few months ago. Ajit Pawar, however, is no stranger to Baramati, having represented the constituency for 7 consecutive terms. But this time, the stakes are different. The recent Lok Sabha defeat was a clear reminder that the political legacy he has built over the decades is not immune to the challenge, and of course, Sharad Pawar still reigns supreme in the family bastion. Now, as he gears up for another election, Ajit also finds himself in a complex position. His nephew, Yogendra Pawar, backed by Sharad Pawar, could be his opponent. And this means that the Pawar family's internal rivalry will play out on a very public stage, once again, in just a matter of a few months. With the family divided, voters uncertain, and the political landscape shifting, this election could determine not just the future of Baramati, but also the future of Ajit Pawar himself. In fact, on the broadcast, we'll be discussing this and a lot more. Joining us right now, Asif, Bhamla of the BJP, Clyde Crasto, the national spokesperson of NCP Sharad Pawar faction, and Mr. Sriram, who is a political commentator. Asif ji, I'll start with you now. The Ajit Pawar faction, of course, has been confident. Ajit Pawar is back in Baramati now, but a lot has changed since he was last elected. He's no more with Sharad Pawar. He has his own party. Just a few months back, Sharad Pawar showed him who the real boss in Baramati is.
No, certainly we agree with the fact that in the first electoral battle within the family, the NCP working person, President, Supriya Tai, won the election and Baramati, in the Baramati. And the victory did definitely give a boost to the Pawar family, who I'm very closely aware of and about. But right now, I believe that I'm still not confirmed yet, and I don't think even the NCP is still confirmed yet that Yogendra Pawar has been given a ticket. I understand so. But I would like to go a little in the flashback, as in when Ajit Pawarji said that it was a mistake of him, of his wife contesting opposite Supriya Pawar. So maybe somewhere down the line, I don't know. I'm representing the BJP, so I still don't know what the party narrative and stand is. So somewhere down the line, it should not be a situation where the Yogendra Pawar shouldn't feel that, okay, this was a mistake. Because see, again, when it came to Supriya Tai, of course, she definitely stood far vast and experienced than Sunitra Tai, which cannot be definitely ruled out. And of course, maybe that was some aspect which the people and the voters of Baramati must have definitely taken. She has been a renowned Sansad who has got Sansad awards also from the past few years. So that cannot be denied and that could not have been taken at her. Now, coming back to even Ajit Pawar vis-a-vis Yogendra Pawar, if we assume that he has got the candidature. So looking at his experience of Ajit Pawarji, definitely he has a vast experience. He's the man of the grassroots. I think this is the 7th or 8th election, I understand. So in terms of the electoral experiences and the knowledge and the grassroots, जिसे कहते हैं ना पकड़, उसको देखने के बाद कहीं ना कहीं शायद बारामती के वोटर्स इस बार जो है, like they gave Supriya Tai a chance last time, I feel this time they would perhaps opt for an Ajit Pawar who definitely comes out. And of course, the Yojnas, the policies of the Mahagathbandhan have been good. The Ladki Behan Yojana and stuff, which was implemented, and of course, well executed by Ajit Pawarji in Baramati and the entire district, and of course, all over the state of Maharashtra. So all these factors will definitely matter. So the last election ka results and the outcomes should not be a conclusion to this current election, because the demographics have changed. It's going to be an experience vis-a-vis an unexperienced. It's going to be, I mean, we are yet to judge what Yogendra Pawar ji is. He definitely, coming from Pawar Bastion, he is definitely going to be a talented person, which I understand. So, and I wish him the best. But Well, time is going to say that. But and I said this is an issue with and within the NCP, and they have to take a call. But as far as I understand, Ajit Pawar does stand an edge, and I personally feel that this is going to be his victory in this election, is what I assume.
Okay, let me take this across to Clyde Crasto from the NCP Sharad Pawar faction now. Mr. Clyde Crasto, it's your party that we're talking about here that now has to respond to the candidature of Ajit Pawar. In fact, two things that Asif Bhamla said here, that Ajit Pawar has said it, that it was his mistake to field his wife Sunetra against Supriya, as it led to a fight within the Pawar family. And of course, Yugendra Pawar has still not been officially fielded. Now, I want to ask you, will your party now have a big heart and not make this a second family battle, or will you continue the fight that Ajit started with the Lok Sabha elections?
See, in elections and in a democracy, there's no question of being big-hearted or anything of that sort. I mean, if Ajit Pawar ji had a big heart, probably he would have not gone against his sister. That's the question that we need to ask. Why did he go against his sister, and why did he speak all the kind of things that he spoke? So the point here is very simple. You know, the people of Baramati have decided, that they are not happy with the betrayal that Mr. Ajit Pawar did with Mr. Sharad Pawar. And this betrayal got a befitting answer in the Lok Sabha elections. Now, in the Lok Sabha elections, you know, we have Baramati as a complete, Lok Sabha constituency, which has 6 different constituencies. And one of the constituencies is Baramati Vidhan Sabha. And in that Baramati Vidhan Sabha, where Mr. Ajit Pawar is an MLA from, they are trailing by nearly 50,000 votes. That means the people of Baramati have rejected him. And it was not just anybody contesting, from the NCP Ajit Pawar group. It was Mrs. Ajit Pawar, Sunetra Tai was contesting from there. So if the people were happy, they would have definitely voted her. But the fact that they did not vote her is because they are against the thought process of Mr. Ajit Pawar. So I think, if the Ajit Pawar camp thinks that they can win this, or they've got this despite having any other candidate around, I think they're making a big mistake, because it's not won yet, it's not done yet. The elections just have been declared, and therefore they're going into election. Now, the second point that I'd like to make is that Mr. Ajit Pawar, in election rally, very openly said that if I do not win this election, if my wife does not win this election, I will not contest from the Baramati Vidhan Sabha constituency. And the Ajit Dada Pawar that I know, and I call him Ajit Dada because that's how I know him, the Ajit Dada Pawar that I know is a man of his words. Today we can see that he has gone back on his words. The man said, I will not contest if I lose, but here he is going to contest the elections. So, things change. People do not like it. Let me tell you, the people of Maharashtra are very sensitive. They have been very sensitive because they have felt the betrayal done by Mr. Ajit Pawar towards the whole Pawar family. There was a time when during those elections that there were only few people, including Mr. Ajit Pawar, that were contesting the election. The rest of the Pawar family was working with Supriya Tai. And Supriya Tai won with a large margin. And she did a good job. I mean, her work in Baramati is fabulous. The work done by Mr. Sharad Pawar, the work done by Supriya Tai Sule in Baramati is fabulous. So I think time will come when people of Baramati will again give a befitting reply that we do not tolerate betrayal. Now let me get to the third point, and which is also a very crucial point here. In the last few months, if you notice, and you've been covering a lot of news, people within the Mahayuti have been showing their dissent against Mr. Ajit Pawar. Some people say that we feel like vomiting, we feel nauseated. Some people say that they nalayak hai. They called his department of finance as the nalayak department. They are holding rallies against him because they think that he's taking all the credit for the Ladki Bahin Yojana. So let me tell you, the important thing is this third factor, that in the local area there, the people from his own coalition, like the BJP and the Shinde group and all, will be another reason for his downfall. So I think it's not easy for Mr. Ajit Pawar to win in Baramati. It's going to be a tough fight, and we are happy that we have the support of the people, and the people of Maharashtra will make sure that they will give him a befitting reply for all that is done to Mr. Pawar, to Mrs. Supriya Sule, and to the Pawar family, and to the people. People have instilled their faith in the Nationalist Congress Party, Sharad Chandra Pawar.
Well, it is going to be a tough fight, you say, Mr. Clyde Crasto, but I'll take this point across to Mr. Shriram also, who's joining us right now. Let me take this point across from Mr. Shriram. Mr. Shriram, help me understand right now the mindset of the voters in Baramati, because statistically looking, Ajit Pawar has won 7 times. He virtually is unbeatable there. But all this happened while he was still with Sharad Pawar. A lot has changed since then. Ajit Pawar, of course, tried to put his strength across as well in the Lok Sabha election against Sharad Pawar. That did not work out. He did, of course, promise a lot of things. He's giving a mixed signal as well right now, whether he wants to contest or not. So at the end of the day, how do you look at this battle panning out? Is there really going to be a battle as far as the Baramati assembly election is concerned, or do you think the Lok Sabha election was a completely different calculation? Assembly elections, Ajit Pawar remains unbeatable.
Good evening, Ashish and your viewers and panelists. The point which we need to understand is that assembly elections are fought on a different narrative compared to the parliamentary elections. And I think Ajit Pawar, who had represented Baramati 7 times, unbeaten, last time he won with a margin of 1,62,000 votes, and people have seen him as a performer. And people have seen him deliver goods as far as Baramati is concerned. If anybody goes to Baramati, and there is an equal credit can be taken by Supriya Sule, and it was there by Sharad Pawar also. I think the gentleman from BJP who spoke before me, I tend to go with him, saying that when it came to the question of Supriya Sule, who's a tested commodity, versus Ajit Pawar's wife, the people went for Supriya Sule. And also, people do not vote for the same reason twice. If Ajit Pawar had betrayed Sharad Pawar, which is what is the Sharad Pawar party's narrative now, is that that punishment had been meted out by the voters of Baramati to Ajit Pawar and his group, and he trailed or she trailed by over 50,000 votes. Now the assembly election is all about the yojnas, about the development, about who has to form the government, and we have also seen the kind of swift manner.
But Mr. Shriram, sorry to interrupt you. You just spoke about a different issue as far as assembly elections is concerned. You also said Ajit Pawar this time has a completely different narrative. Help me understand what his narrative is, because he comes out and claims credit for a scheme, and suddenly you see the BJP and the Shinde Sena workers clearly come out and say that, well, he's trying to steal credit, he's trying to do this. So it's almost like Ajit Pawar cannot go to the Sharad Pawar faction because he's not welcome there. He can't even come to the BJP and Shinde Sena faction because even here the workers are protesting. So it's almost like he's lost right now. What's the narrative with which Ajit Pawar is going into this election?
I think it is very clear that BJP, Shiv Sena, which is led by Eknath Shinde, and Ajit Pawar are staying together. The kind of differences, in fact, you must be asking these questions to Mahavika Agadi. The nominations have already started filing, and the dates have already been announced, and day before yesterday onwards it started. And just few minutes back, we came to know that 85 seats is what they're going to contest as of now, which comes to 255 seats, and still they're waiting for another, say, probably 32 seats. On the contrary, 183 or 184 candidates have already been announced by Maga-UT, and 99 have been announced by NDA. Now, who is fighting amongst themselves? You have seen Nana Patol and Sanjay Raut sharing the kind of statements which have been seen in the media. Now, why is that media picks and chooses? If you have to say, yes, there have been some people who have been critical about Ajit Pawar, agreed. But the kind of dogfight which has been going on within the Mahavika Agadi between Uddhav Thackeray's group and Congress party. Now, why is it that is not being highlighted? Isn't it that is not going to get affected? That's going to get affected. Do you think Congress is going to fight? Congress, which won 13 out of the 16 seats it contested, and Sharad Pawar, who won 8 out of the 10 seats, do you think the workers are going to cooperate with Uddhav Thackeray faction, who have never had a strike rate of more than 35 to 40%? The best strike rate with Uddhav Thackeray ever had was 44%. He used to contest 165 seats. He used to contest 125 seats last time.
Okay.
And now he's just
Mr. Shriram, you seem to have a lot of questions there for the Mahavikas Agadi. Clyde Crasto is on the broadcast with us. You can ask a question directly to Mr. Clyde Crasto.
He will say what he wants to say. And that is not going to be the pulse of the workers.
Okay, Mr. Clyde Crasto, clearly here the comment coming in from a political commentator here is that Mahavikas Agadi continues to remain a divided house. You continue to attack Ajit Pawar without realizing that the alliance that you have stitched together is also just as unholy. How do you respond to this?
Ashish, no, Ashish, first and foremost, I think you are the anchor of the show. And I think, you should do your job and refrain from telling some other person. I can't see clearly. I thought that Asif was the BJP spokesman. Looks like there are two BJP spokespersons on the debate, right? So you as an anchor, please refrain from telling other people to ask me a question. I'm come here on your debate, if you have forgotten that. So don't ask. I'm not here to answer other people. I'm here to discuss with you.
Mr. Clyde Crasto, the question was being asked to me. And I said, I'm not representing the Mahavikas Agadi here. We already have a panelist who's representing the Mahavikas Agadi. So I'm trying to direct the question to you.
On your debate. So go ahead and ask me. Yeah, so ask me.
All right, Mr. Clyde Crasto, the question that is being asked here. Okay, I'll rephrase the question. The question that is being asked right now, Mr. Clyde Crasto, is that you're trying to paint a picture that Mr. Ajit Pawar is not wanted in the Mahayuti. He doesn't have a narrative, but at the end of the day, what we see here is that there are completely contradicting statements coming out from Nana Patole, from Sanjay Raut, which also shows that the opposition also continues to be a divided house.
No, so I think, Ashish, I don't know how many debates you've done with, Mahayuti going, having a problem and people going out on the street against Ajit Pawar, people calling that, vomiting and nauseating when Ajit Pawar is there. They call I don't know if you've done these debates, but I'm not painting a picture. I'm only stating the facts that come out in the open. The people are against Ajit Pawar in the Mahayuti. So if you don't know, I would like to highlight you the fact. Go back and just do a research. They call Ajit Pawar's department as Nalayak department. Okay, people from the Shinde camp said that they feel like vomiting when they sit next to Ajit Pawar in a cabinet meeting and they come out. People came out on the streets of Pune saying that Ajit Pawar is claiming the all the credit for the Ladki Bahin Yojana. So these are things that I am not painting. I am a painter, an artist. I'll send you my drawings and paintings and cartoons, but I'm not painting a picture here. This is the fact that I'm trying to state. So there is a lot of problems within the Mahayuti. And the thing is, we as spokesperson and people coming on television, we can say what we want to say. But the truth is out in the open. Nobody's fighting with anybody. We are together. We are a strong unit. We proved that in the Lok Sabha. We will prove that now in the Vidhan Sabha elections. Time will come. 20th, I'm here. You are here. Let's get back and look at it.
All right. Mr. Asif Bhamla, how do you respond to this? Because, of course, a lot of valid points that Mr. Clyde Crasto is raising here. We've seen some of the statements that have come in from your leaders and your party workers as well. And also, a lot of political analysts are also of the opinion that it's almost like a alliance of convenience. And it's almost like right now, a lot of people in the BJP as well as the Shinde faction look at Ajit Pawar as someone that's, of course, a liability, someone that they need to get rid of. Do you think that's the right judgment that's coming in from political analysts? Because the kind of statements that are coming out, these are alarming statements.
Well, any statement coming from any individual is an individual statement. That's not a party line. So let me first clear that. And there are many statements coming against each other from between Sanjay Raut towards the Congress and to the other. But we don't want to get into it because let's be tactical. We are sitting at the helm of an election. So let's talk off and about electioneering. And electioneering is about facts and figures. What can we see? I mean, our candidates, I reside in Bandra, and we are going to, day after tomorrow, to file our nominations for Ashish Pareek. So we are already out and done with our first 1/4 of our works. So they're yet in doldrums. Well, that's their problem, and we're not interested to get into that. Now, to the second question, that the NCP spokesperson mentioned in that, let me also submit that of what I understand is that Ajit Pawar was not keen on fighting this election from Baramati. He could have had many options, and of course, he's not a confined leader, Baramati, because we've been in the NCP earlier, so we know the grip of the leader as well. So we understand where it comes from. A. B, he could have fought from anywhere else. But we've been seeing from the past fortnight the number of force and pressure of the workers of Baramati that we want someone who's an experienced man. Okay, fine, we understand that Supriya Tai was definitely an experienced man. We, as a BJP spokesperson, do certainly endorse that because we've seen her work, her craft in her constituency. So we don't disagree with that. Now, coming back to here, we've also seen the work and the craft, the capability, the credentials of Ajit Pawar ji. that cannot be even refrained from a crime. So what I'm trying to say here is that it is going to be definitely experience versus versus candidature in this election, and that's going to play out in this election. And according to me, that this is going to be
Of
the
course,
final
Asif
outcome.
ji will of course see how this all plays out. I'm just being told that we've got a couple
Day
of
is not
minutes on the
far. We will
broadcast.
meet on the 20th.
Before I
We
wrap
will
this
see
up,
and we will discuss.
Before I wrap
We will
this
meet
up,
on the
Mr. Clyde
20th and
Crest
we
also
will
wants to respond. Mr. Clyde, before we wrap this up, we've seen a couple of statements coming in over the last 10-15 days. Ajit Pawar has a couple of times now said that it was a mistake fielding his wife against Supriya Sule. On the
And he
other
was
hand,
not keen
Rohit Pawar
also.
also came out and said that the fight is not with Ajit, but it's with the BJP. Is the NCP still open for Ajit Pawar? If he wants to come back, will you take him in?
See, the doors are closed for Mr. Ajit Pawar. That water has passed under the bridge a long time ago. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. I am not denying the fact that Mr. Ajit Pawar has done good work for Baramati. I second that because I have seen him work for Baramati. But the fact of the matter is that the people of Baramati, despite him doing his work, he's trailing by 50,000 votes. I'll tell you why it is that. It's not about just the work, because
It's
the
not me,
whole
it's mine.
family together, Mr. Sharad Pawar ji, Mr.
It's not him, it's his
Asif,
wife.
one sec, yeah. When you were talking, I didn't talk, Baba.
Yeah,
Asif,
but
Mr.
when
Asif,
you
one
you've
moment.
generally got 30
Please
seconds on the
let's not
broadcast.
do
Let
this, yeah.
Let
Let's
Mr.
not
Clyde
do
speak.
this. Let me finish what I'm
Idea.
talking. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. I maintain the decorum.
Yeah,
Asif.
Mr. Clyde, go ahead.
The Baramati sector has been worked upon and prospered under the leadership of Sharad Pawar Saab, Supriya Sule and Ajit Pawar ji. All three of them. There is no denial that Ajit Pawar ji has done a good work. But the fact of the matter is that the people of Baramati are upset in the way he betrayed Sharad Pawar Saab, and that is the crux of the matter. That is where the winning and losing has come to, and that will be repeated again. It's not just about the work. If it was just about the work, he would have not been trailing by 50,000 votes in Baramati Vidhan Sabha sector. Just understand that. And this is again going to play out. I will be there, you will be there. We'll watch this on the 20th when we come together.
Absolutely. We'll wait for the results to come out. Mr. Asif, Bhamla, Clyde Crasto and Mr. Sriram, appreciate you joining us on the broadcast for this very riveting discussion about, of course, what's going to happen as far as the Baramati and Maharashtra elections are concerned. But